Hey, everyone. What's going on? Listen, so I decided to do a very impromptu live training really quickly. I am here in the office with Chase Gray University's Client Success Director, Jazz, as she's prepping and preparing for her event to come this Saturday. It's going to be an awesome event. I can't wait. I'm excited to see how everything pans out. So I wanted to go live and just share with you really quickly three quick tools that you need to have in your coaching business if you are looking to take your coaching business from start to six figures in your niche. Okay. So I am setting up on different platforms, giving you some time to come on in. I know that we are in the middle of the day, but why not go ahead and jump into the swing of things? So let's go ahead and talk about it. If you are just joining me, if you're joining me live or catch me by replay, make sure you do me a favor and you go ahead and let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat who's here. You know the routine. Come on in. Let me know who you are. Let me know what type of coach you are. Let me know if you are aspiring or if you are growing. I have coaches on different platforms, so I am excited just to connect with you guys on this fantastic Wednesday and just share some insight with you as I talk more about the three tools you need to have to take your coaching business from start to six figures in your niche. So do me a favor, if you know someone who can benefit from this quick training, go ahead and tag them. Go ahead and tag them in the comments, invite them into the room, invite them into the space. I am just doing my due diligence and tagging others into the room, into the virtual room, as we like to call it, so that you guys can access this training really quickly. Very impromptu, but I felt it to be necessary to share with you three key tools that you need to take your coaching business from start to six figures in your niche. So let's talk about tool number one. Now, for those of you, if this is your first time joining me, welcome. I am Latoya Early. I am a vision coach. I am also the founder of Chase Gray University. We are a niche coaching certification company for Christian women, where we provide tools, strategies, and certification in your niche. We help you start, grow, and monetize your coaching business, truly helping you mature your gift in coaching while developing the skill of coaching and growing the business of coaching. So if you are unfamiliar with Chase Gray University, we are a kingdom-driven coaching company for Christian women. We believe that coaching is a call, right? We believe that here at Chase Gray University, we believe that coaching is a call, and many of us have been called, right? But who has been chosen? Have you been chosen? I think I've been chosen. I believe that God has called me to this thing and I'm committed to it. And I hope that those of you who are rocking out with me today, I hope that this is something that you've come into realization for yourself. So we're going to talk about these three quick tools really quickly. I just wanted to give some time for some of our viewers to chime in. Again, I am live in our Facebook communities, live on my Facebook page. And so I just wanted to give people the opportunity to come on into this quick training. And I hope it's beneficial to you. So let's go ahead and start. So number one, we're talking about the three key tools you need to take your coaching business from start to six figures in your niche. Have anyone ever heard or seen the meme? It's one of my favorite memes. I think I'm just going to redo it because I haven't seen it since I saw it. But one of my favorite memes that I've seen on social media, it was probably a couple years ago. And it talked about how I became an overnight success in 10 years. Right? How I became an overnight success in 10 years. And for most people, when you start a coaching business, we think or we assume that all you have to do is show up on social media, come out with some messaging, come out with some pricing in the program, and it's going to be very simple for you to go ahead and convert your ideal client into a paid client. Now, I'm not saying that it's not that simple. Once you secure and you are confident in your messaging, you're confident in your marketing, you're confident in the solution to the problem that you're called to solve, it is that simple. But if you're going to take your business from start to six figures in your coaching niche, you want to be sure that you have, number one, a plan, right? What's included in this plan? The Bible talks about over in Habakkuk, it talks about writing the vision and making it plain, right? And so I know that many of us, we've heard that scripture taught in so many different ways. You know, we always hear, write the vision, make it plain, so that others can take the vision and run with it. Here's something that I've come into realization of over the 10 years that I've been in business. Writing the vision is a continuous exercise. It's something that needs to be implemented daily, right? Here's why. When you're planning to grow your coaching business, it's not as simple as writing it out, putting it on the wall and saying, okay, this is where I'm going, and then never revisiting, right? Every day you need to make a conscious decision or conscious effort to do what? Get up and write the plan. What are you doing today, right? We talk about all the time how, or you hear often how, the power of death and life is in what? Is in what you say. It's in your tongue. And so this is why it's important for us to constantly write the plan, so that number one, it's in our language, right? Because our language or our words is our seeds. And as we plant, we so shall reap. So it's important for you to constantly write the plan, right? Not saying that you have to rehearse or repeat yourself, but you're constantly writing, you're constantly adding. This kind of goes in, this kind of runs congruent with the scripture, seeking first the kingdom of God. Why? Because every day we're seeking him. So if every day we're seeking the kingdom and every day we're writing the plan, then what does the Bible say? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Why? Because his word is then written on our heart. So if we're seeking him first, we're writing the plan, we're adding and writing the plan daily. That means it's where? It's on our heart, which means it's going to come out of our mouth. Now, here's why writing the plan is so important for those of you who want to grow your coaching business. You're saying, Latoya, I want to pursue coaching full time. I remember when I went full time back in 2014, it was really, God saying, you need to stop telling other people what I said and listen to what I said, right? So I go into business full time, start working and building the business out. And I'll be honest, when I first jumped out, I just knew that everything was going to accelerate. I just knew everything was going to I was just going to go out here and just knock everything out of the water, right? And while I wrote the plan, as the process began to unravel, or as I endured the process, there were so many intricate details that I missed. There were so many intricate details that I had to take a moment, stop, pause, and pay attention to, because these details is what prepared me for the next, right? So when you're writing the plan, now keep in mind, for those of you who are just joining us, we're talking about the 3 key tools you need to take your coaching business from start to 6 figures. A plan. What does that look like for you? Right? I did a podcast the other day and we were talking about, how the saying, what is it? What's the saying? Just enough? Nope. Almost isn't good enough. Y'all know that saying? So I want to use it as an example, because some of us, we get almost there. We get almost to our next level. We get almost to where God wants to take us in our business, but we abort the mission because of the process. Well, if you sit down and you write the plan, what do you envision for your coaching business, right? Who do you want to serve in your coaching business? How much income do you want to generate in your coaching business? What is your why? Why are you doing this? What's the story? What's the message? What solution are you called to offer to the problem of the client you're called to serve? Is this clear to you, right? Not only is it clear to you, but is it clear to your audience? Is it clear to the people that you've been called to serve and provide your services to? Again, we're talking about those 3 tools. So being in business over, just at the 10-year mark, being full-time, and I'm talking about myself, being full-time for about 8 years now. It took a long time for Chase Gray University to generate multiple 6 figures, right? That's not something that happened in the first year or 2 of business. It didn't happen in the first 2 or 3 years of business. Like, it really took some time. But one of the things that helped me stay committed was the plan, right? Where are you going? This girl then packed up.
No, I'm not. I'm going to run my niece to the school right here.
Oh my God.
You want Chick-fil-A? Did you use the bathroom?
Right. Can you text him? I'll text you.
Yes.
Yes, I'm pretty hungry over here. Okay. So anyway, back to what I'm saying. So we're talking about those three key tools. So the number one tool we've been talking about was planning. What does planning look like? Again, I'm not talking about just sitting down and writing stuff out. How many of you have journals? Do you know how many journals I have with vision, ideas, things that God has shown me, things that God has told me, right? However, those things are good to write out. But if I'm not sitting down and planning out how these things will be executed, then that plan is going to stay bottled up in a book, and you'll start getting you'll become discouraged when the plan doesn't create what you anticipated it to create, right? So we're talking about planning. What are these the three key tools if you're trying to take your coaching business from start to six figures in your niche? Number one, you need to create a clear plan. What type of coach are you? What's your messaging? What's your pricing? Right? Where do you desire to go? Here's the thing. This was my point when I was talking about almost isn't good enough, or whatever this saying I said. If you're not sitting down and writing a plan, it's really hard for you to be able to see milestones. When you're unable to see milestones, everything becomes blurred, right? And then it becomes difficult for you to celebrate yourself. It becomes difficult for you to push forward in moments of adversity and moments of discouragement. You have to write the plan so that you can see where you've come from, right? This is how you stay consistent and committed to the purpose. This is how you stay consistent and committed to coaching. When you sit down and you say, okay, year one, what does that look like? Year two, what does that look like? Year three, in 5 years, I want to do this. In 10 years, I want to do this. Understand that this is a long game, right? This is not a sprint. This is definitely a marathon, but you want to be able to identify, okay, as I jump over the hurdles, how long is this? What do I need to do so that this plan can be sure to come into fruition, right? So number one, plan. Number two, your coaching program. Now we're talking about taking the business from start to six figures, right? What does your coaching program look like? Do you have a very clear and defined process of how you're going to take your client from where they are to where they truly desire to be? Now, there's so many I know there's so many different teachings and trainings on coaching programs. You have your group coaching programs, you have your one-on-one coaching programs, you have your master classes, you have your what else do people do? Let me see. Master classes, you have your trainings, you have your one-on-ones, you have your group, you have your hybrid programs. Chase Great University is a hybrid program where we offer evergreen training curriculum. I can't get my thoughts out. We offer evergreen training curriculum. We offer on-demand coaching. We offer group coaching, and we offer one-on-one coaching, right? Why? Because we want to be able to serve the person wherever they are and what works best for them. Thank you so much, Coach Alicia. So we're talking about the program. Do you have a clear program that clearly identifies how you're going to help your client go from where they are to where they desire to be? Now, understand programming and content is not the same thing. We talk about content, curriculum, and copywriting all the time, right? And know that copywriting is the language that you use to sell the curriculum, right? Content is storytelling. So when you're writing content, it's storytelling. When you're writing curriculum, that's the process. When you're doing copy, you're using the language to sell the process. And so when we talk about taking the business to six figures, you want to make sure that you have a concrete program that is going to help your client solve a problem. This goes back to the plan. What problem are you solving? Right? What problem are you helping your client solve? What process are you taking them through so that they are sure to arrive or sure to conquer or overcome certain adversity so that they can get to where they desire to be? Are you clear of that? right? Is this something that you've written out? Now, here's the thing. One of the things that I love most about what I do as a vision coach is my process is to help coaches just like you gain clarity and confidence in your coaching business, right? So at the end of at the end of your program with Chase Gray University, once you become certified in your niche, you are confident and you are clear of who you are as a coach, how to position yourself as an expert in the industry, and how to sell your service. A lot of times you'll get into coaching certification programs and they more so focus on the skill of coaching versus maturing the gift of coaching and building the business of coaching. That's one of the things that, sets us apart from most coach certification programs, is that we just don't focus on the skill of coaching. We focus on the maturing the gift, right? Really getting clarity on the gift, really gaining clarity in your direction. What am I called to do as a coach? Also helping you develop those skills of coaching, and then growing the business. Growing the business is the most difficult side of coaching because most of us lead with the gift of coaching. So we think, hey, I'm a good forgiveness coach, I'm a good self-care coach, I'm a good mom coach, all of these great coaches, yet you struggle with the business side. And understand that those two have to work together so that you're sure to hit that 6-figure mark, which puts me back into the program, right? So puts me back into the plan. When you're planning, you have to sit down and say, okay, not only am I going to show up and truly maximize my gift, but I'm going to have to do the behind the scenes work with the business. And that's not always an easy process. That's not always something that comes easy. When it comes to maybe something as simple as business startup, maybe it's something as simple as filing your business name, getting your EIN, opening up your business accounts, trademarking your name and your logo, making sure that you are creating your agreements and your processes and your policies. And what does your scheduling link look like? There's so many business things that need to be put in place behind the scene where we can't just show up to coach, right? Again, that's a part of the planning. So when we jump into the program, that's the exciting part, because this is where our gift get to truly thrive. But if you're not creating a clear program that's going to help your client go from where they are to where they desire to be, then not only does it cause confusion in your messaging, but it causes confusion for the client. So we're talking about 3 key tools to taking your coaching business from start to 6 figures. And the second key tool is a clear program. What does that look like? Now, I get often, the question about the niche coaching certification. One of the questions I get all the time is, how are you able to cater to individual people in their individual niche? One thing that we really focus on here at Chase Gray University is making each client's journey a customized journey. This is one of the reasons why you are assigned a client success coach upon enrollment, so that we can make sure that your journey is customized. This is how we're able to customize the niche, right? Because we're able to offer you training, coaching, and development in your own lane. So now the way that the program is structured, not only are we helping you truly gain clarity in your coaching niche, but we're helping you get clarity in your program, in your pricing, helping you really build the confidence that's needed to stand behind your coaching when you're not enrolling clients, when things are not, growing as you assumed that they would when you first said yes to God. These are all of the things that how we're able to serve and support you at Chase Gray University. That's the program, right? And so you want to identify in your coaching business, how am I serving my client? What problem, when my client come to me, what problem do they have, right? When Chase Gray University, when coaches come and enroll through the certification program, the number one problem that they have is lack of clarity. Latoya, I know God has called me to this, but I don't know what this looks like and how to develop this and monetize it so that I'm able to live full time doing what I love, serving people while building the business. Okay. So we're talking about 3 key tools you need to take your coaching business from start to 6 figures in your coaching niche. Number 1, you need a plan. Sit down, take some time this week, this weekend, whatever works for you, and write out the plan. Okay, Lord, show me, what does this look like? Right? What does coaching look like for me? Am I going to continue to use it as a hobby where I work on it on the weekends? Am I going to continue to only use it in ministry where I'm not monetizing it? Am I going to continue to allow fear to distract me or discourage me, or other responsibilities to take precedent over me sitting down and focusing on this assignment? Like, what am I doing? Write the plan. What does 6 months look like for you? Right? In 6 months, you can be Chase Gray University certified in your niche. You can have all of your processes, procedures, everything in place. You could be coaching. You could be positioning yourself as the expert. There's so many different things that you can have done in 6 months, especially if you partner with Chase Gray University to make these things happen. What does 12 months look like? What does the next 2 years look like? 3 years look like? Sit down and write the plan for that. Why? Because as you're writing the plan, as you hit certain milestones, you're able to celebrate. You're able to see growth. You're able to see progress. If you're not checking your progress, you're going to struggle in your process, because you're so busy looking at the bigger picture that you're not saying, man, I became certified in my niche. Man, I built out my sales page. Man, I have my scheduling link. Man, I've been showing up consistent over the last 30, 45 days with my messaging. These are all major milestones that need to be checked off, so that, again, you can not only see your progress, but how does this help me hit the 6-figure mark? It helps you hit the 6-figure mark because you're being consistent. Consistency is what creates cash, right? We talk about consistency creates community. Community creates cash. You want to make sure that you're being consistent in your content and your messaging. Then we talk about the program piece. Okay, so now that I've sat down and written out the plan, now let me design the program so that I can see the results, right, in my client, so that my client can see the results. And what does this do for you? This confirms your assignment. This confirms your call. This is what helps you stay committed. We had a coach just recently. She completed level 1 of the Chase Gray University certification program, and I was reading her testimonial, right? And I posted it. It's over in the Christian Women Called to Coach Facebook group, but I posted it over there, and I was just so, like, her words it made me smile, right? Because I'm seeing the fruit of her work. I'm seeing the fruit of her taking the time to really develop herself as the coach that God has called her to become. And so when you're able to see your program, see the results of the fruit of your program, it helps you remain consistent. Consistency is what brings cash. Consistency is what builds character. Right? Consistency is what builds character. Lastly, and number 3, we talked about the 3 key tools. We've talked about the plan. We've talked about the program. Let's talk about the purpose. Like, why are you doing this? I did a live not too long ago, and I was talking about the why, right? And a lot of times, and I've been guilty of this. When I first started the niche coaching certification program, we focused a lot on discovering your purpose, right? And I'm probably going to say something that's going to step on some toes, but it is what it is. Come on, if you guys are just joining me, come on in. Let me know that you're here. This is a live training. I'm a live. I'm live, but what am I saying? So when I first, what was I saying? Purpose, my why. When I first started, I was talking about discover your purpose, right? I was saying it's going to step on some toes because a lot of people are positioning their messaging, their programming, discover your purpose. Well, here's where God kind of checked me about that. When we talk about discovering our purpose, it becomes self. It becomes about self and what I need to do, right? It becomes about self and what it becomes about me discovering my purpose. The Bible says that we've all been called to his purpose. So the question is, okay, God, you brought me here on earth. You assigned me my parents to bring me here so that I could fulfill your purpose. What's my assignment so that your purpose can be fulfilled? right? Let's think about building a house, right? Let's just try to make it make sense. Everyone who, when you're building a house, everybody has a role. We can go Bible. Forget trying to come up with my own analogy. The Bible talks about the members of the body, right? Every part of you plays a role, whether or not it's an eye, whether or not it's a nose, whether or not it's a finger, whether or not it's your hair, whatever it is, it plays a role in your life, right? And so when we say my purpose, you're making it becomes about you, more about you and less about God's assignment for you, right? He said that we all are here according to his purpose. So that means that I need to find my lane as a member of the body. So my question to you as a coach, or for those of you who are aspiring to become a coach, what's the purpose? When you are working to fulfill his purpose, what does that look like to you? Right? How are you serving? How are you showing up? How are you using coaching as a life's assignment, a fulfillment to life's assignment? Right? So we're talking about 3 key tools to taking your coaching business from start to 6 figures in your coaching niche. We've talked about writing a plan. We've talked about creating a program. We've talked about getting clarity of his purpose and the assignment, your assignment to fulfilling God's purpose for your life. This is not about us. Nothing that if you've been called to coach, I'm only talking to the woman who knows she's been called to coach. Everything that you've experienced, it's not about you, right? It's not about you. Everything that you've experienced. Hey, Melissa, I'm so glad. Everything about you, everything that has happened to you is not about you. And I learned that the hard way. Let me not say it. Okay, I did learn it the hard way because I had to understand it, right? So when I was going through the roller coasters, let me not say when I was going through, like I've arrived, because your girl have it. As I'm journeying through or navigating through building out Chase Gray University the way that God has shown me to, there are trials and there are tribulations. I believe that I am exiting one of the darkest seasons of my coaching career. It has been a roller coaster. You hear me? And every time I go through these experiences, I look at it as it's not about me, right? It's not about me. It's about I'm going through this because when I show up to teach, train, and coach, when the coach that I'm coaching comes up against opposition, guess what? I have a solution. Guess what? I know where you are. I know how you feel. I know what you're going through. I know firsthand what this looks like. But at the end of the day, what you've experienced is not about you. So for those of you who are aspiring, you're growing your coaching business, you're like, I just don't understand why I'm being faced with this adversity. Why am I being faced with these obstacles? Why am I going through what it is that I'm going through? It's because it's not about you. And the moment that you are able to, and I'm talking about purpose, right? I'm talking about understanding your assignment and fulfilling God's purpose, because it's not about you. The purpose is not about you. It's about his purpose. So he's using you. He's using you to go through the things that you've gone through, to experience the things that you've experienced, so that you can stand on the other side of through and say, you know what? So that you can stand on the other side of through, right? And say, you know what? I didn't go through these things because of me. I'm sorry, y'all. Jazz asking me, what do I want to eat? You didn't go through those things because of you, right? The purpose, the reason, understand again, because we're called to fulfill his purpose, Y'all, you're going through the experiences that you're going through so that you can show up and serve others. Right? So that you can show up and so that you can do what he's called you to do in coaching. So when we talk about sitting down and writing the plan is not something to be written and put back in the journal up under the desk. The plan needs to be visited every single day. Every day you need to be on the plan. Like, okay, what's next? Okay, I'm adding to the plan. Keep in mind, I talked about how the Bible tells us to seek ye first the kingdom. Why? Because as I'm seeking him, he's telling me things. As I'm seeking him, he's giving me instruction. I'm writing the plan. As I'm writing the plan, I'm writing out the program, right? I'm getting clarity. Now, where do I get the steps? Maybe some of you are asking, well, Latoya, where do I get the steps for the program? This is what Chase Gray University is all about, helping you to get clarity on the steps that you need to take your client through so that they can get to where they want to go. But those steps is not something that you just pull out of the sky, right? It's not something that you just sit down. When I talk about what you've been called from is what you're being called to, that's where your program comes from. Your program comes from identifying who you were when you needed you, right? And then number 3, we talked about purpose. It's not about your purpose. It's about your assignment and fulfilling his purpose. The Bible does not. Now, if anyone wants to share with me scripture that talks about discovering your purpose, please inbox me. Put it under this video, whatever works for you, because I want to know. But I think it's in Romans, I want to say, but it talks about fulfilling his purpose. It never talks about your purpose. It never talks about discovering my purpose. It says that we've all been called to fulfill his purpose. So now my question is, okay, Lord, what's my assignment? What's my role? Right? What's my role in fulfilling your purpose? What am I called to do? Latoya, I need you to coach. I need you to help women who struggle with confidence, who struggle with clarity. I need you to work with them so that they can see what I'm showing them and be bold enough to show up and stand firm in the assignment that I've called them to. We have a coach right now who's being certified as a self-coach. I love it, right? And guess what? She's a self-coach serving moms. Why? Because her process with being a mom and losing herself, losing her identity, not knowing who she was after childbirth, after she's gone through the trials and tribulations of life. Who is this person and how do I redefine her? Right? That's the program. And everything that she's experienced wasn't about her. It was to fulfill his purpose. So listen, I just wanted to share with you really quickly those 3 key tools. Here at Chase Gray University, we are offering a September or fall enrollment offer. If you have not heard about the offer, let me know. Put how in the comments, and I'll definitely inbox you and share with you more about the offer. However, the offer does expire on Friday, 9/30, September 30th. The offer does expire and we will not reopen enrollment until 2023. We are introducing a annual cohort. We only have 3 times to enroll throughout the year. We're going to be launching this come 2023. So this is our last opportunity to enroll using our on-demand enrollment. So if you want to learn more about the enrollment offer, it gives you 30 days access to the community, to the curriculum, and to the on-demand training. The month of October, we have so many amazing trainings. I'm so excited. We have leadership training for coaches coming up. We have how to forgive as a coach so that you can build a lucrative coaching business. We're going to do some product design, development, and launching. We're going to do some bonus trainings in October. We have a full fall ahead so that we can help you stay focused, right? We want to help you stay focused. So for those of you who want to access those bonus trainings, because they're only available to the Chase Gray University students, then you want to go ahead and click the link in the caption and go ahead and complete your application. There is an application fee. That application fee does cover your access into the community. You get coaching, you get curriculum, you get the bonus trainings for the next 30 days. It's not something that you want to miss out on, because come January, we're going to be introducing a new a new system. And so you want to go ahead and take advantage of that now. So if there are any questions, please feel free to inbox me. If not, thank you guys so much for rocking out with me and have a blessed day.